WineLibraryTV, and this, my friends, oh, this is the Thunder Show, aka the internet's most passionate wine program, and we are at a very special estate right now, Chateau Martillac, which produces some of the most interesting wines in the world, especially on the white side. We're going to get into that in a little bit, but very serious red program here as well, and we are very honored, and maybe I scared him a little bit to start the show, to have Tristan Cressman, the owner of Chateau Martillac, with us today, and I'm just very honored to be able to bring the Thunder Show to Bordeaux and put on these kind of shows. We've got 4 very interesting wines, the white, and 3 different vintages of the red, and I'm going to really allow you guys to get an introspective of this winery and what the Chateau is doing. So, Tristan, how are you?
Nice to see you here at Martillac today.
That's right. Well, I'm good to be here. Why don't you tell the Maniacs a little bit about the Chateau?
Well, the Chateau is in the family since 1930, and my grandfather bought the Chateau because, especially of the quality of the whites. He was a wine merchant at this time, and he was very interested in the quality of the dry white wines, especially in the area of Martillac and Léognan. And that's the reason why he bought Chateau Martillac. At the time, the production was mostly white. 80% of the production was white, but now...
Was most of the region like in that range?
In many places of the region, the white was dominating the red.
And what has changed, because I want to really educate, what has changed from 80% being in the 30s to now most places being 80 or higher % red?
Well, the markets change. Customers are already deciding. Because during the 50s, the markets changed for red, so my father had a lot of red, and now the production is 80% red, only 20% white. But we kept the best soil, the best terroir for the whites. That's why the whites are very delicate at the top quality today.
What is the overall production of the Chateau?
The production of white is quite small. It's only 3,000 cases, and the blend is half Sauvignon and Semillon.
Half Sauvignon Blanc, half Semillon. Do you have a little bit of some other grape?
We have some Muscadet too. No, only less than 5%.
Understood. Now, each year, do you blend them differently, or basically it's about 50-50?
Yes. You are very down about Sauvignon is doing very well on our soil, and we are on the Sauvignon side. I mean, we have nearly 60% Sauvignon in the blend, and less than 40% Semillon.
Fantastic. Let's get into the first wine while we're talking about the whites. First wine of the day is the 2006 Blanc. Zoom in there, a little bit in and out. Might be a little harder with the hand cam.
Yeah.
A little bit there. So let's give it a little bit of a sniffy sniff. Would you give it a sniffy sniff, and let's see what's going on here?
Yeah. This wine was bottled only in March, February, the end of February. So it's still a bit closed, but it's
It's opening up a little bit.
Yes, the nose is coming.
I get a little hint of pineapple on the nose, which I like quite a bit.
Yeah.
A little bit like acacia flower. I get on the nose a little bit.
That's a traditional flavor of Chateau Martillac. Yes, acacia. Yes.
Thank God. Now I can prove myself to him.
Yes.
What else are you getting on the nose? Anything else I'm not picking up on?
You have peach. You have.
I do get peach, actually. Yeah, I do get peach. I get a nice peach fur.
Yeah.
You know,
white peach.
White peach. Like the squished one, right?
Yeah,
the flat one.
that's it. Yes.
Let's give it a whirl.
Yeah.
Let's try it.
The balance is so nice.
Of course.
You feel it.
What I'm very intrigued by, what I'm very drawn to this wine by, and all my viewers know, is I love the acid.
Yeah.
To me, the acidity is the difference maker. It's why I love Austrian white wine. I want that acid in my palate, and this has extremely fresh, ripe, focused acid on the mid palate.
Yeah, the point of Sauvignon, you know, with Sauvignon, a very good fruit to the taste, and also good acidity. So the balance is always perfect with Sauvignon in those areas of Pessac-Léognan.
Very good.
Yeah.
All right. Wow. Really good. I mean, I've got to tell you, to me, I'm extremely passionate about expanding your palate. You guys know that. It's all about trying different things, always finding new discovery of flavors in your mouth. One of the really interesting things to me in the world is how white Bordeaux is positioned in the US market, which, to be very honest with you, it's in an awkward position, one that you wouldn't want to be in. The brands have not achieved mass adoption. As a matter of fact, when we drink Sauvignon, for example, from France, in America these days, it's much more often from the Loire Valley. I mean, Sancerre has grabbed much more attention. It had very nice pricing, but as Sancerre has gained in popularity over the last half decade, the gap has closed quite a bit, and there is a lot of producers producing world-class, acidic, monstrous, interesting white wines from especially the Drave area, the Pessac area. And it's baffling to me that the American press, for the most part, though Parker and other wine speculators have widely rated plenty of the wines in this area very, very high and very, very well, we have still not, as a wine drinking society in the US, grasped white Bordeaux. Outside of the French market, where do you have the most interest in white Bordeaux? Where do you feel it?
Well,
around the world.
Of course, in North America, but also in Japan. It's working very well. In England, of course, we have
a traditional market. With Japan, do you feel it's because of the cuisine? Because the whites are very good with the food they're eating?
Yeah, which Japanese cuisine is fitting very well. But
that's the play.
Yes,
that makes a lot of sense.
Of course.
Sure. Very good. So that's my 2 cents on that. Now, we're very fortunate and we appreciate, we've got 3 different vintages. The 2004, which all of you know what I feel about 2004, is the last of the Mohicans, that last great vintage where prices were fair before all these guys made billions of dollars and drive helicopters all around.
You're crazy.
Number 2, the 2000 vintage, which was very, very special. And then an 86 vintage, which will appease a lot of the New York fans, because in '86, both the New York Mets and the New York Giants won world championships.
Oh, good.
My Jets, unfortunately, did not, but that's another story. Do you have any? Do you have any 1969 vintage wine laying around? We might have to dig around for that. We might have to dig around. So let's go into the first wine. We've got 2000. Excuse me. We're going to start with the 86. We're going to start with the 86 or 04. I'm sorry. Yeah, I was wondering about that. Sorry about that. 2004 Martillac Rouge. And let's do a little pour.
Yes, please. Nice color.
Great color. Thank you. I'm not going to do that.
You know, the label is quite strange. The label was drawn in 1935 by my father. 1935, yes. Long time ago. It's a very strange label. Very strange label.
Are you saying your dad was very strange?
Maybe. I was very proud of this label.
Yeah, it's a great label. Yeah. It's very distinct.
Yes.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Let's go. So tell the fans at home a little bit about the 04 vintage.
Well, 04 is a very classic vintage in Bordeaux. It was a very successful Cabernet Sauvignon and Merlot. That's the point. Both cépages were very, very classic, very ripe, and the balance at the end is very classic. And it's amazing because the wine is really open now, and you can drink it with a big pleasure, and with a very reasonable price.
Yes.
It's not a very inexpensive.
And compared to what happened with 2005, which fundamentally
04 was hidden by 03 and 05, but in fact 04 is a very good opportunity for you.
Tell me about the blend in 04.
The blend is 60% Cabernet Sauvignon and 35% Merlot.
And tell the Vaniacs the other 5%.
And also 5% Petit Verdot. Yes. And Petit Verdot is really very successful here, year after year, and we are trying to add more and more.
I agree. Keep pumping the PV.
Yes.
All right, let's give it a snippy sniff.
Yes. Nice oak.
But not the oak monster, don't worry out there. It's not, it's just subtle oak, which is very nice. Do you use new French oak each vintage?
Yes,
or 1 year?
Of course.
What is the program? Is it 100% French oak, new French oak every year?
1/3, 35%.
And then 1 year?
Yes, 1 year, 1/3
new.
And 1/3 1 year old, and 1/3 2 years old.
Got it. I get a little interesting, I like smelling the wine. I don't even like drinking really, just know that smelling for me.
I understand, yeah.
I get a very interesting black olive underlining on the nose, which is very interesting. I get a little cellar dust on the nose. Maybe it's because we're in the cellar, but I'm not sure, but I get it on the nose as well. Black fruit.
Yeah.
I get a lot of great black fruit. A little, dark cassis coming through on the nose as well. What else are you picking up on the nose?
Very ripe fruits, that's the point, all four. It's not as hot as all three, not as
so you're not getting
dry
right.
all five, but very nice. After a nice summer, we have the ripe fruits, and we are picking very good fruits.
Great firm tannins, but this is why I think 04 was so special. Again, Tristan hit on a very good point. The 03 was adored by the American press because it was what I call the kangaroo vintage of Bordeaux. It was like it was Australia here during the summer. Everybody died of sweating themselves away. I mean, so the brightness, but very much out of character, not a classic vintage, and it'll be fun for a lot of people debating if 03 will last to see what those wines do in 20, 30 years. 05 got the early press as, this is the greatest thing since sliced bread. If you don't buy this, you're a jerk off. You can't buy wine ever again if you don't buy cases of 05 futures. So right in between was this 04 vintage, and it's extremely classic and very balanced. And ultimately that, is such a big factor for me. I'm always a little bit scared of the oak monster and the overdone fruit that has defined this era of wine. I'm very happy to be drinking the 04s, and why I push all of you to be drinking and trying more 04s is because these are balanced wines that already, even at this stage, are drinking in such a lovely way. However, don't be fooled. Way too many people do this. Oh, but they won't last. The 05s are for cellaring and the 04s are for drinking. Or when you hear that, that's such horse crap. I mean, this 04, for example, has so much backbone and structure. I wouldn't be scared to drink this in 25 years. What do you think?
Yes, no problem.
So, I think people easily, really, you're going to hold it that long anyway? Come on, we don't do that. So, the fact of the matter is that very drinkable, extremely balanced, very bright fruit, but polished, a very toned version. I like the chalkiness on the back end. Again, I'm very heavy on the black fruit on this wine, and I think it's a very strong effort. Anything else you want to add about the 04? For a reference point, I think the American viewers love this. Everybody loves this. I enjoy it. What vintage would you compare to 04 historically in your mind? You've done a couple of vintages now.
Yes, I'm sorry.
What was your
I compare.
What was your first vintage?
In fact, I came back with my father with 86. But in fact, the first grapes I cut was 50. 50? Yeah, a long time ago. But I was a little boy.
Yes, I'm sure. But 86 was your first full-time kind of...
Yes, 86, yes.
Got it. What does 04 remind you?
04 remind me 86, 86, 88, for example. And I'm very proud of the concentration of the wine after quite a big production. The production was quite big in 04, yes. And at the end, the concentration was good. We've done some rosé to have the concentration of the wine, but at the end, the wine is really very, very pleasant. So now we try 2000.
A very legendary vintage in America and around the world. A lot of people went crazy for it.
Not
Before there was 2005, there was 2000.
Not only for 3.0, but also for the quality of the grapes in white and red. In fact, those varieties.
Let's see what's going on.
Those colors were very nice.
What do you remember about the 2000 growing season?
I remember
getting excited and knowing you were going to sell it all in 2 seconds.
It's incredible because they are very similar with 08. It's a very good question, yes, because the flowering was...
In the beginning you had some trouble.
The flower of the 2000 was very bad.
Understand the flowers.
Yes, beginning of June.
And the grapes coming out.
Yes, beginning of June was cold and rainy.
Like you had this year.
Yeah, nearly, yes.
And so all the clowns that are running around town
I remember the temperature, the 12th of July. We are only the 8th of July today. The 12th of July, temperature at 12. In the day, it was 12 degrees, very cold. And then we make that. So I'm very confident with 08.
So what you're saying is that the people that are running around town now, as I've been on this trip all week, that are saying, oh, 08, we're in trouble, blah, 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 they should just rewind the clock just 8 vintages ago and remember what 2000 was like.
Yeah.
But clearly, like an NBA basketball game, where the last 3 minutes are the whole game, isn't a lot going to rely on September?
Yes, September is very important for us, especially with Cabernet Sauvignon. The Cabernet Sauvignon needs very good condition in October. In autumn, in fact, and the the Cabernet Sauvignon was very perfect in 2000. So you remember this wine was on the top 100 of the Wine Spectator.
Yes, I do.
In December 03.
Yes.
Yeah, we are very lucky to be in the top 100.
No question about it.
And can smell the wine now. What a pleasure.
Very interesting
Smoky.
wine. Smoky for days. I mean, if you're a big barbecue fan, you're going to love to smell this wine. I mean, it's got smoky barbecue rib aspect on the nose, which is gorgeous. I get some really interesting sour cherry on the nose as well, which is pretty. And almost like a hint of like, there's a little herbaceous green kind of component, which you know I love. I don't want to call it bell pepper. It's almost like maybe a Brussels sprout broccoli, just a scent. Understand, it's not green. It's just got this last lingering kind of component of a, you know what a Brussels sprout is?
Yeah, of course.
You like it?
Oh,
You
yes,
eat a
I
lot?
do.
You
I
think
do.
you like?
I do. I like
You
it.
pop them like pills? I love it. All right, let's give it a whirl. This is really good. I mean, huge attack on the mouth. Great green and black olive flavors on the mid palate. Extremely dry on the back end. Really interesting blend of red and black fruit. A little cherry, interesting kind of like a plum. There's a big plum component I get on the finish. Intertwined with the olives, and the dryness is very intense on the finish.
Yeah. The blend was 65% Cabernet Sauvignon.
65
More
Cabernet.
Cabernet Sauvignon than Merlot.
That's why it's got the structure.
Yes.
I mean, you'd expect this bad boy to last a long time.
Yes, of course, of course. See the color, see very young. It's incredible.
It really is.
It looks like
gorgeous.
05 nearly.
It really does. I mean, the color is still extremely dark. I mean, just gorgeous.
And red, yes.
And red, thank God.
Yeah.
So, better than blue. Very nice. All right, let's move on to the final wine. I'm really excited about this. Thank you so much for opening a vintage that is so dear to your heart.
Yes, of course. I came back in '86. My father called me, please come and help your brother.
What were you doing at the time?
You met. I was an accountant.
Accountant.
Yes, I was in finance, in fact.
Where, in Paris or?
No, in Bordeaux.
In Bordeaux.
I was working with a wine merchant, but
You were taking all the money from them.
yes, yes.
86 vintage. Latour. Martillac. So you came back, Pops lured you back, suckered you
In
back.
fact, I was coming every year for the harvest.
Yes.
On
To
1
help
week.
out.
I was taking 1 week of holiday to keep
help
take the
all
grapes.
this,
Yes.
that's right. Sure.
For vacancy.
And so 86 was the first vintage you were here full time.
Yes, exactly. I came the 1st of September, '86.
Yep.
I joined my brother because I think you met my
Yes,
brother Loic.
yes.
I'm working with my brother Loic since this time, and we are trying to rise the level of the
Quality.
wine. Yes.
Really interesting. You get the classic coloring where you start getting a little bit of that orange, brown, rounded edges that are so classic with older Bordeaux.
Yeah.
I'm really excited about trying this. On the nose, you get the classic old world, a little sweaty sock, a little bit of vegetal components, clearly dried leaves. I almost get a green tea component on the nose, which I like quite a bit. Why do I smell like a minty, spearminty kind of? What is that? Do you know what I'm saying?
I think at this time we're not picking the grapes at the same time.
You were picking
doing
earlier.
now, a bit earlier. Yeah.
So they weren't as ripe.
Maybe, yeah.
Just a hand, just a hand.
We tried.
It was your first vintage.
Michel Roland came with us in '89.
Yes.
And with him, we improved the quality
wanted to
of the
push it.
grapes, and we
Push the
picked
picking.
the picking later. We picked the It's nice in mouth, a very nice finish.
Velvety, cuts a little short, and it's a little, for me on my palate, a little disjointed. I mean, again,
Yeah.
understand one thing when you start getting into 80, 20 years and longer. every bottle is a different experience.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Only great bottles, not great wines. And you always hear a lot of people say, you start getting into bottle variation as it gets older, the celery, you know, plus, but, you know, the class and elegance of Bordeaux is, you can never drink this wine blind if you're getting caught with a blind tasting and you drank wine and not know that this is Bordeaux in comparison to the rest of the world.
Yeah,
the
maybe.
Elegance of it. I think so. What do you think?
I think so also, yeah.
You know, there's just a polished, how would you break this wine down?
For me, it's an old-style wine, which you can comparison with 2004,
Sure.
of course.
It has its time and place.
Yes.
When do you like to pop 86s?
I think it's quite the top now.
Yeah, I think this is it,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
I mean, are you
yeah.
gonna, you're going to be drinking them at
Yeah,
this point.
yeah.
Though 86 was a pretty rock vintage.
Yeah.
Wasn't 96 very similar to 86? And
Very
2006?
Often, very often we
Yeah, the
compare.
sixes are interesting,
it's
right?
Crazy. You're comparing 86
It's
and
right,
96.
really hot in the 06
Yeah.
vintage. Yeah. Fantastic. What would you like to recap to the audience? Is there anything that people should know about the Chateau?
The Chateau is, for me, it's my homeland. So I would like to welcome all your friends, wine lovers.
Be careful.
Yes.
They're crazy.
Well, please.
They get wild.
I would
They'll
like,
come here.
I
You
would
like
like, I would like to offer to one of your best readers, who is best friends,
Yep.
a place in the Fête de la Fleur next year in June. Two of them. You have to select them to
Done.
visit
We will come up with a contest. We'll use this clip, and they'll come in June.
in June.
Why don't you explain to them?
Two of your best readers,
Yep.
readers of Gary's Wine Book, please come. We are welcome in the Grave area in Pessac-Léognan, and we are welcome in the Fête de la Fleur in La Tour Martillac.
Why don't you tell them what the Fête de la Fleur is in June?
It's in June because June is the time of flowering of the wine. It's the wine trees, and it happens during the Expo show. So we'll be very pleased to welcome two of you during this event.
I will come up with a contest and I'll let you know the details.
I'll wait for that.
Yes,
Yeah,
now,
please.
there's a very big tradition we have on Wine Library TV, on the Thunder Show. You get to ask them a question. So the question of the day by Tristan, fire away. Any question.
Question of
Doesn't
the
have to
day.
be about wine, could be about football, could be about food. I don't care, girls, whatever you want. Question of the day, anything.
Question of the day. The question of the day. What a question.
I always do this to everybody. Anything you want, go.
We love American people, so come and visit Grave area in Bordeaux as soon as possible.
Right, when are you coming to the Grave? That's a good question. Why don't you ask them when they're coming to the Grave?
What do you mean?
Ask them when they're coming.
You can come for picking grapes.
He wants to put you
For
to
picking
work.
grapes,
You're a
we
smart
can-
man.
Want you to pick the grapes
Of the
white
of the 07 vintage.
08.
Oh wait, right.
08, yes.
And it'll be an easy job because it's a short vintage.
Yes, it is.
Yes, we'll start to pick the first Sauvignon 08 end of August, so we'll wait for you.
That's right. Come on over, because you, with a little bit of me, we're changing the wine world, whether they like it or not. Thank you, my friend.
Thank you.